One of the best stories that I love is what's going on at Coca-Cola Enterprises. And at this point, I'd like to bring on Nick Collins, VP of Service at Coca-Cola Enterprises.
Thanks, Dave. Thank you. Good morning. Good morning. Let me start by telling you a little bit about the company that I represent. Coca-Cola Enterprises, CCE, we are the franchise bottling partner of the Coca-Cola system in Europe, in Norway, Sweden, Great Britain, the Netherlands, France, Belgium, and Luxembourg. We manufacture, we market, we sell, we distribute Coca-Cola products across these territories. And hopefully, you will recognize some of our brands from the top of the screen there. Now, I'm looking at the clock down here, and it says I'm 30 seconds into my presentation. And I can imagine that already you're thinking, why on earth has Dave invited a guy from a soft drinks company to a field service event? I hope over the next 15 minutes, I'm going to be able to help you with the answer to that. I'll give you an opinion. You may say it's a fact. I think Coke tastes great. So that's a fact then, is it? I think Coke, but what I am absolutely sure of, it tastes a heck of a lot better when it's ice cold. Ice cold Coke tastes better and sells more than ambient Coke. And this is where the field service element of it comes in. At CCE, we own 600,000 pieces of cold drink equipment. Coolers, you can see there, some vending machines, fountain, and the smaller picture there is we have a hot coffee business in Norway and Sweden. But part of the being a Coke customer is that if you own a mom and pop store, a university, a grocery store, we will give you that piece of equipment free on loan as long as you stock our products. But we also service it for free. Everything is free. So no matter what happens to that cooler vending machine, if it breaks down, we're going to come and fix it for free. To do that, we have 630 employed technicians, so they work for us. We don't outsource, they're all employed technicians across those countries. We have 5 service call centers. We need 5, not because of the numbers, but to cover the 6 different languages that we cover in our territories. We have 6 operation centers, from where we place the products into the market, we bring them back, we remanufacture the coolers, place them back out again, and a large spare parts logistics organization. And there's 2 strategic goals for us. Remembering that everything is free to the customer. Number 1 is that we need to repair that CC equipment as cost effectively as possible. Absolutely key for us. The second point is that the second strategic aim for us is to expand into other customers outside of Coca-Cola customers and sell our services to those customers. So let me start with what a technician does at CCE. Fairly similar across all of our countries, and I imagine fairly similar in your organizations. I won't go through what he does in a day, but I imagine it's fairly similar. And on average, different mix of jobs, but on average, about 7 calls per technician per day. But we have a challenge. And I'm sure it's a very similar challenge a lot of you have. I don't know your individual businesses, but I imagine that the working day of your field techs is probably something similar to this. Roughly half his or her time actually on site. 35% of it is drive time, and 15% of it is administration time. So that was our business. We looked at that and we said, you know what? We're not going to achieve those first 2 aims with a split like that. We have to increase that on-site time. So the first thing you look at, you say drive time. That's the biggest bit. I'm after that. And absolutely sure, at drive time, reducing drive time is absolutely key. But we made the decision that actually where we felt we could make the biggest impact first was in our administration time. Let me explain a little bit why. This would probably be the biggest understatement of the day. Our old system was inefficient and inaccurate. Old being the key word there, by the way. It was a very old system. Our technicians had laptops that they kept in a steel case in their vehicle. They never took it into the call with them. What they did was take a piece of paper and a pen, They'd write down exactly what they what the machine number was, and they'd write down the problem found code. Well, actually, they really only ever wrote between 5 and 7 different problem found codes, because those are the codes he or she had in their head, and no matter what the actual issue was, it was always going to be one of those 5 or 7 codes. Similar in your business? I'm not sure. But anyway, that's the fact. So this is where we were. And then we'd have to drive around. Imagine if we're in the north of Norway or rural France trying to find a signal before we could load the information in. So you can see the results. It's obvious. It really slowed us down. Admin time again. It barely gave the information that we got was nigh on useless in terms of what the real problems were. We were slow, but we had a disengaged workforce. And we had dissatisfied customers. So clearly we needed to do something about that. Now, as you know, I'm not the IT guy in any stretch, but we're very lucky in CCE that we do have a massively positive, business-focused IT organization within our business. And they really are a great business partner for us. And we said to them, look, this is what we need. We need something that the technician can take in with them in his pocket. You can't take an iPad in. You imagine going into a store or a school, you open the machine, you put your iPad down next to you, you turn your back, that is somebody's Christmas present. So we couldn't do that. We had to have something that he or she would take with them. It had to be always on. It had to interconnect with Salesforce, because we have the Salesforce platform across all our Coca-Cola Enterprises business. The IT guys went away. They came back and they said, this is the answer. This is the future. And this was back in 2011, I think, when we first started talking to Dave and the team. So we went with ServiceMax. And let me tell you about what actually happened. So we rolled out country by country, and Dave, I'm sure won't mind me saying this. This is as much about hearts and minds as it was about hardware and software. Rolling out a brand new system was about getting the cultural acceptance as much as it was about the hardware and software. So we rolled it out country by country, and you can see there on the right some of the results. These are from a full year there. You can see the pre-ServiceMax and the post-ServiceMax. So we reduced our admin time by over 50%, driving more than an extra job a day. Now, driving more efficiencies, it's only good if you can do something with that time. If that just means longer coffee breaks, or if you're a Brit like me, a longer tea break, that's not success. Success is being able to use that time productively. So you think of one extra job a day with 630 techs, you've got 630 extra jobs. That's nearly 150,000 extra jobs a year that we could productively use. So we're about freeing our time up, but being able to deliver more jobs per year. Next bit is about being more effective, more productive when we're on site. Actually being more, so you're there for more of the time, well, that's great, but you also want to be more productive whilst you are there. The employees that we're taking now, the 21st century technicians, Dave talked about it in a slide there about the new technicians that are coming on board. They demand 21st century tools. They demand 21st century tools to work with. We use things like Chatter, absolutely fantastic for peer-to-peer. Now, we're not in a regulated business like I know some of the pharma guys are, so we use Chatter, or our technicians use Chatter a lot on their iPhones in order for them to ask questions of each other, get some real interaction with their colleagues. We use Vimeo training for point of use training. We have a Vimeo channel. We send videos, small training videos. And now, because we have all that information on our phones, he can sit in his van, he can see the visibility of spares, and he can help with his ordering directly from his iPhone. All these things in order to drive greater first-time fix, be more productive on site. Let me take you to that second objective. Now, I said the 150,000 calls, if you are able to generate that extra productivity, you can do two things, I guess. You could do the same work with less technicians, or you can find more work for those technicians to do. I don't know if anybody here works across the European organizations, but if you do, you'll know in countries like France and Belgium, it is horrendously expensive to make people redundant, almost prohibitively expensive. Plus, we didn't want to do that. Our job, one of our things is to create employment and ensure that we look after our people. So we decided that we would use the skills of the technicians that we had, highly skilled technicians, and see if we could use them in other businesses where customers would pay us to do that. We have an expanding customer base and partner base. So if you happen to be in France on your holidays in Paris, and you happen to pop into a McDonald's and the fryer's broken, it'll be one of our technicians who's repairing the fryer, or the grill, or the sundae machine, or the shake machine in a McDonald's in France. If you go to London on your holidays, or you look and live in London, and you pop into Starbucks, now Starbucks don't sell Coke, they don't sell any carbonated soft drinks in the UK, but it's a CCE technician who will be repairing the coffee machine in a Starbucks. Or if you go into Subway, it's the ice machine. So these are customers who are paying us. It's our technicians who are paying us to work on their on third-party business. So we've had quite a growth. We've had quite a growth over the past 5 years, 275%, 5% growth. And it really has been a huge learning curve for us. But all the things that Dave was talking about and what you'll see about what customers value, we've really learned a lot about that over the past 5 years as we've grown our business. We've managed to utilize a lot of that spare productivity. We've had to recruit more people in certain areas like London and Paris. But we've managed to use that productivity and actually turn it into hard cash, because we're not a charity, we're not a training organization, we're there to satisfy our shareholders. So this is all about the driving profitable business. The challenge is, external work brings greater complexity. We've moved from the simple and the few, what we've known for 30 years, to the complex and the many. And we really are heavily reliant on technology to allow us to manage that. The range of SKUs that we work on has exploded. You think of all the different SKUs in a McDonald's, you can have up to 27 different in a McDonald's kitchen. The range, and you need technology in terms of training and in terms of your logistics. Now we have a McDonald's screaming at us and a Starbucks screaming at us, and the technician doesn't know which SLA to go to. We need to have technology that allows us to do things like the advanced scheduling, and then we have to be always on. We have to be always responding. And the customer demands there, the customer demands offer accessible and live status. The customer expects, the customer demands. Success for us is being part of that customer connected world. This is our connected world. This is how a CCE customer has the opportunity to connect with us. I think there's 13 or 14 different ways. In your business, you'll have your own connected world. But absolutely field service needs to be at the heart of that. Customers demand that they are at the heart of our business. Customers demand that we are easy to do business with, otherwise they're going to go elsewhere. And customers demand that we deliver technology that helps them exceed their expectations. Being connected and having the customer at the heart of your business is absolutely where the future is for us. So, ladies and gentlemen, we're on a journey. We're absolutely on a journey. It's a journey we've undertaken with lots of support from Dave and the ServiceMax team. But we believe we've set solid foundations for this journey as we look to elevate customer service and field service, particularly within CCE. Thank you very much.